good idea. Alright, the Materialistic Shift. Let's go through a help menu. Welcome to Materialistic Shift. It is a simple puzzle game where you must complete a maze by shape-shifting to allow yourself through the laser portals. Controls: blast the arrow keys, move your character, R, reset the world to your most recent checkpoint. In the Materialistic Shift, you must move onto different type of paths to change your character's shape and color. By doing this, you allow yourself to access other parts of the map, but restrict yourself as well. This is how the Materialistic Shift presents the challenge to you. The pads above change your color when you walk on them. These pads change your shape. Okay. Different colors and shapes on laser fields dictate what you can go through them. For example, a blank red field will let anything red regardless of shape through. A blackish field with a circle will let any colored circle through. However, for example, a blue field with a circle will only let blue circles through. Okay. So black is just all around any color kind of thing. Checkpoints also make your life easier. Some parts of the map become impossible if you change your color or shape before or after you're supposed to. This is why checkpoints are fantastic. They revert your position, shape, and color you were when you stepped on them. Yeah, let's start. Continue. Alright, last arrow keys it is. Seems to be a happy, jolly cube I have here. Alright. It does not like me there. Okay, so this is our first puzzle where we shift to a circle. But now we can't go further because we need to go down here instead. And now we change to a color blue. The screen has changed, which is interesting. And we made it to the goal, apparently. Alright. That's where the goal is. And it needs us to be a circle. I'm sorry for the screen tearing on the screen here. Doesn't look beautiful. Oh, interesting. Alright, so that lets us cross through there if we wanted to change into a square. But that lets us turn us to a red color. Alright. And we need to turn into a square. And in doing so, we can pass through. Why is there all these extras then? You got me curious. Oh, because you can't go through here. Of course. So blue cross there. There doesn't look like anything to turn you back into a circle, so we go through here. Then square, purple, green, circle, circle. This expects us to be a square. Square. But that's just going to change us back to a circle again. So that's fine. We need to find something that'll turn us back to a square. Alright, well, I'm backtracking a little bit so that I know what I'm doing here. Can't go left here. Blue here. Cross that. Can't cross that either. Circle. Square, purple. Green, which prevents us from going through either of these. So we change back to a circle. And there's a square. Alright, problem solved. Thoughts so far?
Very inventive.
Hmm?
Oh, it's really inventive.
Mm-hmm.
The shaking's a little weird though.
Yeah, that shaking was an option to turn off. I'm not entirely sure the screen tearing was intentional though. Alright, I'm just checking to make sure I can go any place. The audio is a little minimalistic, which I'm debating whether I like that or not, to be honest. Alright, we turn into a circle. They won't let us through there, which is fine, because they will let us through here. Probably as a form of progression, I'm gonna guess we want to go through here, and then here, which lets us circle out. Here, the goal expects us to be a blue square. So I don't quite understand. Alright, square. Oh. It just came to me. You know what? Do I have flux running? I probably do. Yeah, I probably do have flux running right now. I should probably turn that off. Oh. No, wait, where else is the blue portal there? I don't see it. Do we see any other square portals?
No.
Oh, there's one over there on the left.
Oh.
So, I think then somehow we're trying to get ourselves to the other side. So, the red dot was indeed a red herring. And there we have it. Neat. Okay. Cool. Square, blue, green. I don't know what the purpose of all that was. Okay. Well, I have choices. No, I don't. Checkpoint. Okay. Well, that leaves us limited to only a few paths. It's good to know. We can turn back to a circle here if we wanted to. That doesn't help us. Oh, we can take this direction, of course. Okay. take that. Pass through all that. Let's take that. I do like the color of the screen subtly shifting. This is kind of, in my opinion, a really demanding puzzle game,
Yeah.
which I'm okay with. I think my main problem right now is that I cannot see the entire map, and I had to kind of imagine what the entire map looks like in my mind right now. And given how mazy it is, that is not an ideal thing for me to do. I don't think we've tried this area, so see what we can learn. Alright. Absolutely nothing was the answer. No, oh man, I goofed. Yep, I goofed. Came to me what a better solution was. Treading old grounds. Oh. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can somehow stick with it just being a circle for now. I feel like this is the key. Okay. Right, I got stuck here last time. And the reason was because of this. So now I'm purple. I apparently made progress. Couldn't have avoided all that. Could in fact go up here. What? What is this? No! Why is this here?
Checkpoints.
Yeah. So I can switch it back to being a circle, but I don't see how that'll help me. Oh, I can turn into a red circle. Then a blue circle. Yeah, thanks game or computer. I'm suspicious that I'm gonna need that square thingy. We've been square so far, but can you really circle? That was really bad even for me. Okay, we got this far.
Don't know why there's a checkpoint there.
Yeah, I really don't know why there's a checkpoint there. Oh! Hey! We did it!
Yeah, you did.
Shameless club. Be sure to comment on the entry so that you know how I did. Well, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Sup? This is a really neat concept. What's up, guys? This is super cool that you guys are doing this. Hello, Hacksaw. Woohoo, number 51 on the list. Okay, 118 and 51. And 51. So actually, as part of that, it might be a good idea to make a quick docs. Sure. Make a super private doc for myself. There's a quick and simple reason for this. We're trying to synchronize between two different computers because one computer is too slow to do everything by itself. But anyways, yeah, let's get back to this. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was really confusing.
Yeah.
You put a lot of dead ends there, which is not something I'm exactly a fan of, but hey, whatever.
But it did give you a way to get out, so.
Right, yeah, it did. It did take into account all that information. And there's a compo entry, which means it was made in 48 hours by a single person, so that's very impressive.
Yeah, very impressive for 48 hours.
So, playing this, at least for me, this is going to be my rating here. We usually rate the overall last, but overall is not based off of the average of the ratings because some things matter more than others. But yeah, innovation. I'm thinking 2 stars because, to be completely honest, I'm not surprised that there's this kind of game. It seems to be a general common thing to appear, at least in the Ludum Dares, but not in other game areas as well. But yeah, I mean, I do like that you have these 2 stacking states, the shape and then the color, and you had to kind of really toss between the 2 and figure out what the best combination of navigating around the world is. So I thought that was really cool. Fun. It's a fairly simple puzzle game. I enjoyed it. I won't lie, I like puzzle games, that's just me. Theme, using shape-shifting, we usually kind of give like a 3-star if it's a very literal interpretation of the theme. The reason being that what we're more interested in is any sort of interesting interpretation of the theme versus whether it follows the theme well or not. And to that extent, like using shape-shifting as a form of gatekeeping seems like a fairly, that I feel like is what most people would think of. Either that or shape-shifting gives you different abilities. And to me, that alone is not especially an inspirational take on that theme, but it is following the theme very closely nonetheless. So, to me, theme has almost nothing to do with my overall score, however, so you can completely ignore that. The graphics, it does its job. That's all I have to say. Yeah, it does its job for the most part. I do think it was well presented, so 2 stars seems a little strict. I'll bump it up to 3. But because definitely I felt like a lot of the effects that you added in, including the camera shakes, was actually really added to the language that you're trying to, the gameplay language that you're trying to create, in the sense that, it's easy for me to walk into a square pad and then see like what happened. I don't notice anything happening. But since you added that screen shake in there, you're telling me that I should pay attention to what my character looks like, and of course the shape of that changed. And I really genuinely think that was a very clever idea on the maker's part. It was important to be able to, through environmental changes, let them know that, hey, look, a lot of things change and you want to pay attention to it. So I have a lot of compliments to that design decision. Overall, it is very simplistic, so I definitely don't think you were aiming to create the most graphically beautiful game in the world. I mean, but at the same time, like, I do feel like maybe this could have had a little bit of effort. Maybe it doesn't need to be, who knows? But it's not something that I'm gonna give much high scores to. Audio, actually I was really disappointed in audio, to be honest. So by all means, having sound effects at all is important, and the sound effects here were very effective at what they were trying to do. But it's mostly silent. There's hardly anything in there from an audio perspective, and that does not, to me, make it close to, or does not quite to me make it a 3-star thing, let alone any higher stars. Mood, I'm always confused with mood. I'm not entirely sure I want to rate that one. There wasn't anything, there didn't seem to be any particular aim for creating, a specific atmosphere or experience. So, yeah, that's to me, like, I don't really want to rate something that doesn't feel like it was the intent of the game. So, yeah, that's my line of thinking there. Overall, I do think it's a rather, given everything that happened here, I'm thinking it's around a 3-star thing. I want to say that the puzzles were clever, but in a way, I thought it was more in a way, I felt like it was very intentionally linear, which is fine. It was very, it seemed to, at least the way I saw it, there was at least one puzzle where there were dead ends that I felt like had no purpose whatsoever. I'm thinking of at least 2 levels actually that at least from my perspective, seem to have 2 dead ends, or 2 things that really didn't serve any purpose other than being red herrings. And like, you definitely clearly designed the game around the idea that if they fall into that somehow, they have a way of getting back. And I think that's definitely important in my mind. But I just feel like that was a strange decision to make, and I don't necessarily agree to it. Well then, I don't necessarily agree to that design decision. But for the most part, I did think, also, like I mentioned earlier, that I would have liked to be able to see the entire map. and I still think that in a way. It would be nice to be able to, switch between views of what he's being able to see the entire map versus switching back to normal zoomed in perspective, because it seemed to me like knowing what the environment is and how to navigate it was a very important component of the game, and the less information you have, to me, the worse the experience was. But other than that, like, I do think the design themselves are solid. I do strongly appreciate the level of care that the creator has put in here to make sure to not frustrate the player and to slowly teach these small concepts, which, to be fair, they put in a help dialogue anyways, just to let you know that these are the things you need to be careful of. But for the most part, they were very considerate and very careful of what the player could do, and really trying to prevent them from screwing themselves up badly. And I think that's a really good trait to have. So yeah. Had some fun solving these gated puzzles. Would have liked an option to see the entire map. Also, some levels seemed to have dead ends that, at least from my perspective, served no purpose. Would have liked to see those things removed. Submit. So yeah, that's